Hey, I'm Lex,
And I'm Gibby.
and welcome to another episode of Porch Swing People.
As you know, we bring a guest on each week and we talk about their past, the present, or their future aspirations.
Yes, and for those who are new listeners, the way that it works is we have a little packet of questions that we provide to our guests. They select a few questions for us to ask, and then we go from there. We have about 75 questions in our question bank and allows us to connect with these guests as if we were sitting on a porch swing. Right, Gibby?
That is right. Creakety creak.
So today we have Justine. Justine is currently a student in her junior year of college and has a lot to tell us about, I think, things that pertain to connections with people who she loves. And she's got a great question about pets. I'm excited about that. The way that we know Justine is that she is the daughter of one of Gibby's coworkers, correct?
That is correct. I've not met her.
So we are looking forward to meeting Justine and having an awesome conversation with her.
Shall we bring Justine on?
Copy that. Hi, Justine.
Good morning, Justine.
Hi.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi. Are you
Good
able to
morning.
see me?
Yep.
Good morning. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
meet you.
having me. Nice to meet you too. Lex and Gibby.
Why don't we jump in with you telling us a little about yourself?
My name's Justine. I am a Parks and Recreation student. So I'm studying outdoor recreation programming, which is awesome. I am super passionate about outdoors and making that accessible for people. And then along with that, I enjoy being outside. I enjoy reading and being with my family. I switched into outdoor recreation and from business, and it was like a total 360. I was like, wow, I care so much about my classes now.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I'm like really interested in what I'm doing. And like I'm passionate about a career in this, so yeah, it's super fun.
That's good. That's how it should be,
Yeah.
right? So
Right.
do you have any ideas on where you want to be or what you want to do afterwards?
I'm gonna give you just a really vague answer with I want to provide meaningful experiences for people outdoors. I recently have been like getting more engaged with people experiencing homelessness and stuff like that. And so just like figuring like they are the outdoor recreationists. Like they are outside,
Yeah.
they know what's going on outside. It's really interesting like having conversations with them and like seeing what we can provide them to make things easier for them, because you can't just end homelessness, but we can give them some backpacking supplies to make it easier on them.
Yeah. Justine, can you tell us about a show or a live performance that you saw that left a big impression on you?
Honestly, it's hard not to leave a big impression on me with live performances.
That makes
I
sense.
can't name a live performance that I haven't cried at. Like, it doesn't matter the genre, because I always am just so moved by the music and like the everyone watching their favorite artist or
Yeah.
whatever it may be. But recently for Christmas, I got my dad and I Floyd tickets, and it's like a Pink Floyd cover band, but they are pretty close. Like, they sounded so good. It was at an indoor stadium, which is like sometimes, can be iffy, but it was so cool. They were having awesome graphics, and it was cool because Pink Floyd has been something that like was always playing in my dad's truck, and like I would always listen to it. I mean, I have got a tattoo with some Pink Floyd lyrics on
So
it.
cool.
Like, that's always been kind of what I associate my dad's music with, like, okay, Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm sure you can share this too, Lex, but like your dad's music taste has a big impact on what your music taste is.
Yeah, it does.
And I mean, any of your parents' music taste. I love Pink Floyd. The performance was amazing. We got to hear all of the best songs. It was the 50th anniversary of the Wish You Were Here album.
Wow.
I
And-
love that album.
That's
Right?
amazing that it's 50 years old.
Right?
Does that make you feel old, Gibby?
I still listen to Pink Floyd a lot, so
What you described as like when the performers feel so strongly about their performance and they are happy to be there, and so is everybody in the stadium.
Literally.
It's like so magical.
It's just like this energy is radiating off of everyone, and it's so magical. I mean, and they do a great job with the light and putting on a great performance. But even without that, like I couldn't help but just be crying at my favorite songs because I'm standing there with my dad and listening to them, and then I'm also getting to experience like a performance that I never thought I would get to experience because I mean, Pink Floyd, they're not around anymore, and it was really cool. I was nervous about it being a cover band, but they reincarnated and came back as Brit Floyd.
That's awesome.
are you familiar or have you seen the story behind Wish You Were Here?
That's about Roger Waters, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and so it's sad. Like the story
So
itself
sad.
is sad.
But I mean, how fortuitous the day that they were recording it, this strange looking dude that they didn't recognize shows up in the studio, and he's behind the glass, and they're like, "Who's that dude?" And then it clicked. They're like, because he transformed, he disappeared.
Yeah.
He did not look anything like he had went before he had walked off, and it just a really powerful story.
And it came back while they were recording.
Mm-hmm. That day.
Wow.
Coincidentally, they
Wow.
didn't. It wasn't. I don't know what.
The
Maybe
universe
somebody
put
had
them
coordinated
together.
it, but yeah.
Yeah.
And I love, like, I think it is so, like, I love a band with that kind of history and that, like, such cool, it's something that, like, connects us all, between all generations. Like, my generation loves Pink Floyd, all of our generations can enjoy a Pink Floyd song, and
Yeah.
I love that.
That is so
it's-
fun.
It's definitely timeless.
Justine, I read that people who feel so moved when they're listening to music that they cry, like that doesn't happen to everybody. Have you heard that? I don't know what it's called, but I have that. Are you like that, Gibby? Do you cry to music?
I wish I could cry to music. I don't know.
There you go. Maybe one day. Go see Brit Floyd.
All right, so a little therapy action here Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Some homework for you, Gibby.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I'm working on it.
And you know what? There's a good balance between crying too, because that's definitely one of my best and worst traits is like I am a crier, a happy, sad, angry, all emotions crier. And I think I've just needed to like accept that. But I always wish, like, I was like, I wish I just couldn't cry right now. But
Yeah.
things just like that, it triggers me to cry rather than express it in a different way. Like that's just how I express my emotions usually, is through crying.
That is so interesting how everyone's so different.
It's
Right?
it's a human emotion that you can release when you're, like you just said. It's a release when you're happy, when you're sad, when you're angry.
Yeah.
I wish that I had that one. I'll work on that one though.
All right, well, we can work on it. I can hurl some insults later or something.
Yeah.
The
That'd be
insults will
really
be-
rude.
Justine, tell us something that you're grateful for these days.
You know, I am so grateful for my family. It's unfortunate that it was through a death, but death does bring families closer together. And after my grandpa died, we started having family dinner with my grandma every Thursday night. And my cousins come, my boyfriend comes, sometimes we bring friends. And it's a time where I get to see my grandma, my cousins, my parents, because I don't live at home. And it's awesome. My grandma's an amazing chef, and she just makes, like, we get a 3-course dinner. And
Wow. How
that is
fun.
like, it's the night, and like, she sets up the table so nicely, and it's just really great. We get to talk about anything at the dinner table, and like, we really have a great relationship where we can kind of talk, like we really can talk about anything. Like I think sometimes my boyfriend will come and be like, I can't believe that we're talking about something like this at the dinner table, but
Yeah.
it's like, it's so casual. And like when you have dinner with people every Thursday, I think you just get to feel so comfortable around them. And it's like, why wouldn't you feel comfortable around your grandma and your cousins and stuff
Yeah.
like that?
That's amazing. You know what's so special about sharing a meal, like a single meal with anyone? You leave the meal feeling closer to those people. But like you said, to do that on a regular basis, that is the definition of feeling like you're at home or feeling like you have a space where you belong and you're in and have a community, whether that's your family or your friends or whoever. That is so lovely, and we should all try to find something like that
Right?
now, and not wait until something traumatic happens that then brings us
Right.
together.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's like it's unfortunate that it was after my grandpa passed away that we started doing this, and I wish that we had been doing it much sooner.
Yeah.
But it's great, and I think like you can tell that my grandma, it's her favorite thing
It's
ever.
life-giving.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, it genuinely it is life-giving. And we like she just gets to see her grandkids every Thursday, and it's a small family. There's just like 5 of us around a table, so it's super intimate. And yeah, I'm
Wow.
definitely very grateful for my family. Being out of the house and away from them more, I like yearn for the time that I spend with them, and I'm like
Yeah.
that it feels very special to me. So I love that I get to have it every Thursday.
Exactly.
I don't
Something
have
that
to be
calls
like,
you back
"Ugh,
once a
gonna
week on a
wait."
regular
Yeah.
basis. That's perfect.
Literally.
And rest in
Yes.
peace to your grandpa.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, but I mean, we've been able to do that for 2 years now, and it's
Wow.
awesome. Like we've been going at it, and it's great.
That's
That's
awesome.
incredible.
Yeah, I encourage everyone to do something like that.
Justine, can you tell us about a recent story about your pet that is particularly silly or funny?
Yeah, so I wish she was up here right now, but I have a cat named Charlie. I call her Tardy, and she is the cutest little kitty. She's has a funny personality because she's very skittish and anxious, but she loves love still. But she'll come up to you and like rub on your leg and show you her belly, and then you go down to pet her, and then she attacks.
Oh.
So like she's kind of always she's just always kind of in like kitten play mode, even though she's like probably 7 now.
Yeah.
And she even still kind of looks like a kitten. Like she's got short little legs and stuff like that. But one of my favorite traits about her, besides her sharking and all that stuff, is she used to play fetch with us. And I remember I was sitting up in my room and I was doing some homework, and of course she wants to sit on my computer because it's nice and warm.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, Charlie, like I need to do homework. You need to get off the computer. And I had this little mini deodorant, like a travel size deodorant on my desk next to my computer. And I was like, look, Tardy. And I threw it. She literally ran after it, picked it up, brought it right back to me. And we played fetch with my little deodorant for like 5 rounds.
Oh my goodness.
And it's so funny because Charlie, and I think she learned it from her older sister Jamie, but like I think it's so funny seeing a kitty cat do that.
Yeah.
It's like a dog.
Yeah.
And you can even get her panting, like if she's running hard enough.
Oh my goodness. That is so
It is
fun.
it's super cute. I think cats have a lot more play in them than we give them.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes dog people, speaking as somebody who is a dog person and has a dog.
Her dog's right next to her.
Yeah, he's right here.
Good.
Don't always understand the complexities of cats and how their personalities are so vastly different. And and how their brains operate, because I'll see a cat do something and I'm like, I genuinely don't understand how you got from point A to point B there.
Right.
But when you're around cats, then you start to be able to piece it together a little bit.
Totally. We've always had cats. My parents are definitely cat people, and I remember I was like, I want a dog, and like I feel like I was pretty close to convincing them, but my dad, I mean, it's hard because we don't have a yard, and we don't really have the facilities for a dog, and we have our cats, and so I kind of at first was like kind of bummed about being a cat person, I guess, and I was like, no, I want a dog.
Like this was
all my
what you were
friends have
destined for.
dogs.
Yeah.
But now I'm just like, you know what? I love my cats, and I even have my little dog cat who plays fetch with me.
Nice.
There you
And
go.
so like I get the best of both worlds. And they are really sassy. They teach you things about yourself, and they teach you patience. Like most animals and
True.
friends like that.
Well, that's a good
Hey, Justine.
summary of cats.
I love them.
Justine, can you tell us a challenge that you've overcame that you are now grateful for?
Yes, I recently went to Montana with some of my good friends, my
Yay.
boyfriend and another couple that we're really good friends with.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like our first time going on like a trip together, like the four of us. And so
Can you say
that
where
was
in
really
Montana?
exciting. So we went up to Missoula. We were going to see a concert in Missoula. And then we stayed in a hotel, saw the concert, and then we were like, let's go camping. So we camped. We tried to go camp for the next 2 nights, and that's where our challenge begins. So I brought 2 paddleboards, 2 of my parents' paddleboards, and we found this river, and I was thinking, or I wasn't thinking, and we went and started paddling down the river, and it was so fun. We were having so much fun. It was beautiful. And I even for a second, I tried paddling upstream, and I was like, yeah, it's easy. Like, we can do it. Sure enough, we're like a mile down the river. It's probably like 5 o'clock, and we're like, we need to turn around, and we cannot climb up the river at all. And we're pretty far out there. We don't have cell service, and the sun is starting to set, and I'm like, oh my gosh. Fortunately, we all had life jackets and stuff like that, but we were all in our swimsuits. My girlfriend and I were wearing sandals, thankfully, but our boyfriends were barefoot. And so we are just walking along the banks of the Swan River in Montana, and there's no trail. We're just like really on the banks, and we're bushwhacking, walking we're walking through like the bush, and we're coming across bear poop. Like we know we're in like someone else's territory.
Yeah. Deep country.
Yeah. And since I am like an outdoorsy person, I think I was feeling kind of like, oh my God, I can't believe I let us do this. What was I thinking? And I'm like kind of freaking out. I'm trying to call use satellite on my phone to call like an SOS. Like, I'm scared we need like a life, maybe like a search and rescue, because the sun's setting, it's getting cold.
Yeah.
I don't know how far away we are from camp. And sure enough, we probably walked around for like 2 hours, but we come across some other people who are in a camp, and I started crying. I was so happy to see them, and I was like, oh my God, there's life. We're not lost. We don't have to get search and rescue.
It's okay.
And we were like, so we get back to the camp, and we're like, we are getting out of this Swan Lake area, because we were kind of traumatized.
Yeah.
We were like, that was really scary. We actually had to ditch the paddleboards because we were holding the paddleboards for most of the way, but we had to ditch them because we were like, we're not making it while carrying 2 big paddleboards. So my paddleboards are somewhere in Swan Lake if you want to go find them.
Oh, you weren't able to recover them?
Been found.
Yeah,
Lucky
right.
people out there.
We packed up camp, and then it was like probably 10:30 or something, and there was this really cool, it's called Glacier Homestead, and it's up in Glacier National Park. And it was this awesome cabin that you can rent out with like 7 bedrooms, and we got it for super cheap because it was like last minute, night of. And we drove there, and we were able to sleep in like cozy beds and shower and stuff like that. And it was a crazy turn of events. I remember us just sitting in the car on our way there being like, what just happened? Like, we were just lost.
Yeah, an emotional roller coaster.
And then we're at a posh cabin looking at the stars with the fire on.
I usually go to Montana at least once a year and to go drift the rivers. We go fishing on and drift boats. And you're not going. Yeah, there some parts of the river, as you experienced when you started out. You said, yeah, we can get up it. But,
right.
But there's other parts that you're not moving.
Don't underestimate water and rivers.
It is undiscriminatory.
So tell us what about that challenge that you feel grateful for now?
So I would say that I feel most grateful for the fact, like, we came together. The 4 of us are like
that.
So tight.
Oh, you guys
and
glued each other.
This was the first like 2 or 3 months that I had met them, this couple, because the 3 of them had all been friends, but I had started dating my boyfriend, and then I went on this trip with his friends, and all of a sudden we're lost in the woods.
Family. Yeah.
We seriously like connected like glue that trip. And I mean, going through kind of a traumatic situation with anyone will connect you in weird ways, but I think that one in particular, because I remember us all just being so scared, but we never talked about like how bad it was or what the like severity of the situation was.
Yeah.
Like, we were always like, oh yeah, this kind of sucks, but we're almost there. Like, it was always really positive throughout the way. Like, we never, and meanwhile I'm in the back like calling 911, like trying to get us search and rescued. But it was just, it really brought us together, and now like we get to laugh about it and hopefully never make the same mistake again.
Yeah.
But it really did bring us together. And then, I mean, that entire trip brings us together, but especially a traumatic moment together. I mean, while it really is challenging and unfortunate in the moment, you get to get really close with the people who you go through it with.
And so when you're coming into things like that, the rules are, first of all, don't panic, and think your way through the problem, and then fix it. So it sounds like you guys a good time. Lexi always laughs at me when
we did have a good time.
I think about the survival thing all the time.
Yeah, survival is it's a fun subject. Mother Nature is very undiscriminatory. Water will take you. Doesn't matter what you look like.
Yeah.
What I love about the story, first of all, you're a great storyteller. Second of all, the kind of the way you like rolled it out, start to finish. What really matters in the end is that you all made it together. So you're dropping these nice paddle boards off, and you're happy to see other people in a camp. In other circumstances, we wouldn't be so excited about that. Right. And you're just like happy about signs of life and civilization again. And when you're talking about a time when you're looking to survive and talking about survival, that what really matters, which is like staying alive, staying together, is the core focus of everything else. And then everything else just kind of falls off and doesn't matter as much at that point. And that happens without you really even thinking about it, which is amazing. It's
like our instincts kick in, and it's like a fight or flight, but we had kind of all chose fight. Like, we were gonna get through that together. And I think there's no other group of people that I would rather get lost in Montana with, like, genuinely. I don't think that it wouldn't have been as calm as it was.
Yeah. That makes sense. It was the right group of people.
Like, we were still having fun.
What's your next trip with your friends?
I'm not sure. I would love to go to like back up to some either the Pacific Northwest or like back up to Montana or somewhere like that. I'd love to get away because our spring break is actually this upcoming week. So hopefully we can get away and do something fun, not get lost.
Tell us one or two of your items on your bucket list.
Yes. So the name of the location is totally blanking me, but I'm kind of probably, I guess like this, you could do this in India. But I would love to ride scooters around in like Thailand or India or Indonesia where they have those busy roads and they kind of reach like a flow state. Mm-hmm. Like I would love to just ride around and see like how that traffic works and what's like how that works.
Yeah,
I'm just like it really interests me.
Yeah.
It is an ecosystem and like I mean, because you see them and they're like nose to nose. And I think that like to me, I'm like, how are you guys not running into each other? How are you not? And like half of them aren't even wearing helmets and right. But
what
it's
kind of
like
road rage do they have?
Right.
Or
and
not.
I think they genuinely reach like a flow state where they're like, it's probably the same route they do a lot of the time and it's just like, you maneuver through.
Yeah, like a muscle memory.
It's super fascinating. Yeah.
That's such a great item.
Weaving on a scooter. That sounds super fun.
In crazy traffic.
That's cool. It looks insane to me.
Right? I know. Hopefully I'll come out with no scars.
Oh, yeah.
But that sounds really fun. And then another top item on my bucket list would be to take my parents on a vacation to Europe someday and like have me pay for it because my parents got to take me on super cool vacations my whole life. Like we got to go to London and Mexico and all sorts of fun places and camping, and I think it would be really fun to be like, hey, pack your bags, we're going somewhere rainy. And that's all I'm telling you. And that's what they did for me at London. Right.
Oh, that's cool.
And I think that it would be so fun to do something like that. I mean, probably in quite some time, but when I can provide that for them, I think that would be so fun and like go travel with my parents again and kind of go be
like a
wanderlust in a country.
That's cool.
And be able to provide that for them. I think would be really cool.
We'll promise not to say anything to him.
Yeah, right.
We'll keep it a secret.
I know, my dad's listening, getting all excited.
Don't tell him about this episode.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won't.
That is another great item. Both of those are so fun.
Maybe it'll be on the same trip.
Get on the back, guys. We're going through this traffic.
Scooter. Yep. That would be an interesting time.
So, Justine, first I want to say your questions were so lovely, but to hear your answers and to hear how you have selected things that connect you to the people that you love, your dad with the concert, the Thursday night dinners with your family, your cats, your dog, cat who's like a dog, your friends, your boyfriend, getting through this survival story together, and then how you want to stay connected with your family in the future. I mean, that is one major theme that it persists throughout your entire story. Our last question is, what is a piece of advice that you would give your younger self?
I would say start this attitude sooner, because it really did take me a minute to be grateful for my family and understand like really how fortunate I am to be able to build these relationships with people who are naturally just given to me. And so I think I would say, like, get out of your room and go hang out with your parents, because I think I spent a lot of time just spending time, like trying to spend time with my friends or be on my phone or go do things. Like, I mean, I was not looking forward to hanging out with my parents when I was 16.
Yeah.
But
Who does?
Right? But now I'm like, when can I go to the bars with my parents? Like, I like, we go and get drinks and it's so fun. And I think like just, I wish I could have started that realization and, start appreciating that and how good I have it then, because now I yearn for that, and I'm like, I'm sad that I don't have that anymore. So I wish I took advantage of that when I had it just at my house.
You know, you said something a second ago. You said, which naturally comes to me. It's actually, there's a little bit more to that. You receive what you give, and your positive attitude, people that will be attracted to you, or if you're negative, you get the same type of people. And so it sounds like you're clearly on a path of love and just positive energy. That's what you are. I wish that everybody understood that one, especially at 16.
Right?
Justine, I feel like we should take that audio clip and just like broadcast it in high schools. Like,
Yeah.
Right?
love your family right now.
Right?
Love your people. And your
you wish you did.
Yeah, you have.
When you're older.
This is a time period that changes quickly, and it never goes back to this, to the dynamics that they are. And that doesn't mean that it gets worse. Obviously, things.
No, it's
just
just
gets different.
ever evolving. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's great advice. Yeah.
Yes.
I love that.
And it makes me really excited to have a family of my own and have these family dinners with my parents and have them have their grandkids at dinner every Thursday and you know, like, continue these kind of things and tell my kids, like, hey, you're gonna want to hang out with me because you're gonna miss me later. Like, you know,
That's
stuff
so
like
good.
that, right? And so
Let me teach you so you don't have to learn this later.
Yeah.
You need to enjoy me.
yeah,
So fun.
and that'll work.
And it will just automatically translate into,
Yes,
yeah. I love that.
because my parents didn't try that.
Because no parent tries that. This has been so much fun. It's amazing how quickly the time flies when we are doing our podcast sessions. Like, we schedule it for an hour, and then the hour goes by, and it feels like we just started. And we're like, well,
Right.
how did that happen? But that's just the beauty of connecting with other people, and I feel like that's something that you can understand really well based on what you have shared with us today.
Yeah.
We love the stuff that you brought onto our podcast. It's so positive and so joyful and so social connection oriented, which is like the point of our podcast. So thank you for highlighting all of those things. And for anyone listening, love your pets, love your family, whether that's your given family or your chosen family. And no matter what happens, find people that you can survive with, because that's the point of being alive, I think.
And love your environment.
Absolutely. Well said.
And then care for your environment.
Yes.
Listen to Pink Floyd.
absolutely. Get outside.
Yeah, listen to Pink Floyd. There's some wisdom somewhere in there.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll talk soon. Thanks again, Justine.
Thank
Thanks,
you so much
Justine.
for having me.
Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Well, that was a very pleasant conversation and went really quick. She had great questions. So Lex, tell me about the questions that you connected with.
Okay, good question. I mean, let's see here. We have concerts and music, family dinners, pets, crazy stories out in the wilderness,
I love those.
and then what she looks forward to where she wants to travel to. And
She brought them all.
seriously,
She
all
brought
of
her
it.
game. Yeah.
Food, music, animals, family, being outside.
Love.
Yeah. All the great things. And yes, like you were just said, the overarching theme of connecting with your loved ones.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that I could have spent more time at listening about was the challenge she overcame, the survival story. Like, tell us more about trudging through the riverbank and
Yeah. Thick
coming
brush.
across. Yeah.
No trail. Happened to ditch the paddle boards. I'm sure there was a lot of struggles going
Oh, yeah,
on.
and then being barefoot, like and what was the conversation like with the people when they stumbled across them in camp? Like, what were those people thinking? Like, I
Yeah,
feel like we could have drawn this out more
we
and heard
should have
more of the
asked her,
story.
hey, what did the peoples like? Did
I
they
was
help you
definitely
out?
wondering,
Did they
were they
hook you up
like,
with some
"What
water?
on earth?" Did they think that you'd been out there for days?
Yeah. I liked her comment though. It was like, it's people. Life is here.
Yeah. That's always reassuring. What stood out to you, Gibby?
Right off the bat when she started talking about Pink Floyd and the music and
Strong
um
start.
yeah. And I one of my favorite all-time bands. It doesn't matter what else is going on. If I put that on, it's totally puts me into a mood that I can always count on. And
Yeah,
music just
dependable.
does that. Yeah.
Yeah. When she said like our parents' music influences our music, I feel like the reason that I love Dave Matthews, originally started listening to Dave Matthews, because I remember listening to it as a kid and seeing the album
Hmm.
artwork of the old CDs that you had of Dave
Yeah.
Matthews. Which one am I thinking of particularly? Of course, the Crash album.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like red and blue. And then, you know what else I'm thinking of? Hold on for a second. It's Blues Traveler 4. It's like
I
the
forgot about that.
lime green with the cat.
Yep.
That's another CD that I picture in my mind of, because I would used to like just kind of sort like look through your CDs.
I have not thought about the Blues Travelers for so long. When we're done with our pod today, I'm going to put that on as well.
You know, my wife and I went to go see them at Red Rocks in 2015.
Nuh-uh. I
Yes.
I didn't know that. Oh man.
So fun to have Justine on the show today. As always, I feel so grateful that people are willing to spend time with us on a Sunday morning to do these little recordings. And also, I just want to remind people that, again, the whole point of the podcast is to remind everyone how lovely it is to share time and conversation with people. So maybe you think of somebody today to reach out and ask how they're doing. Ask them some of the questions that we asked Justine today. Who knows? That concludes another episode of Porch Swing People.
Porch Swing People out. Porch Swing People is recorded and produced by Lex and Gibby. Opening music was written and produced by Michael Gibson. Porch Swing People is a podcast featuring everyday people. If interested in being a guest, email us at porchswingpeeps@gmail.com.